How you doing? This is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh, except no cheesy substitutes who live in LA, come from West Virginia, and say they're Pittsburgh Dad. In order to be a Pittsburgher, you have to be from Pittsburgh, and I am from Pittsburgh. And by the way, Svobolgrad, who keeps leaving comments that will never be read because your comments are blocked, you call me the cheesy substitute. Well, I hate to tell you this. I may be the cheesy substitute. I don't care what you think. I don't care how many views Pittsburgh Dad has. He's a phony. There are too many phonies in this country. Like the phony editor of the National Review, who'd rather have Hillary Clinton as president than Donald Trump. And one of his phony co-editors or co-writers who anguished for a week how he should run as president. And he stayed in a New England resort or somebody's house in Cape Cod. And the phony editor of the National Review wants to run an unknown as a third-party alternative to Donald Trump. And the phony writer who voted for Hillary Clinton in the California primary rather than have Donald Trump as president. Because these people's paradigm, their power is threatened by Donald Trump. They're rhino Republicans and they can't stand the idea they'll be on the outside looking in under a Trump presidency. Or the kid in Alaska who identifies himself as a woman and yet is still a boy. He's got all his male genitalia. So what do they do in the age of Obama, in the age of Hillary, in the age of transgenderism? He applied and they accepted him on the girls' track team. We had feminism, who had worked to empower women, and now it's depowering women and depowering girls. And I was a track manager at one time. I helped put away the equipment and all that. They were all men. There were no women running track. There were no transgenders running track. And this guy won the state girls championship, and the girls in his school and the girls in Alaska are up in arms about it. This isn't right. This is the kind of people we have. And then we have a story about Richard Simmons. He has supposedly now changed his sex. And the National Enquirer posted a picture of him as a woman. And Simmons is denying it. Simmons has been a recluse. He had knee surgery. He's in a lot of pain. I can identify with the man. He's 67 or 69 years old. But he's not grown breasts and had his genitalia removed. And I think he's gay. I don't know. I don't follow Richard Simmons. Jerry wanted me to talk about him, so I'm talking about him. But we have a lot of phonies in this country who don't identify themselves, don't admit they're phonies. And it's wrong. And I do the comment on Pittsburgh Dad because he's an abject phony. And whether he gets 1 view or a billion views, it doesn't matter. He's not what he says he is. And I'll do more on Richard Simmons when I get back from the Apple store. I got to take this thing in because it won't identify my iPads for some reason. All right, now, here's the other thing. We have the subject of the evil one. Worse than Thrush, Spectre, Big O. The evil, epitome of evil, Ratty Patty. And I went through 5 days of anguish because Kathy went off with the ratty one. And the ratty one, who lives 30 miles away from Kathy, who will go to Walnut Creek but won't go to pick up Kathy because she's coming nearby. Actually, the logic Kathy has is weird. Walnut Creek is on the way to Walnut Creek, but it's nowhere near where Kathy lives in Pittsburgh. So it's kind of, I don't understand Kathy's logic. It would be going out of the way for Patty to go pick her up in Pittsburgh and then drive to Walnut Creek. But that's neither here nor there. But for 5 days, the ratty one held Kathy in durance vile. Not literally, but figuratively. She wouldn't drive Kathy home because it would be out of her way, and the only way she would allow Kathy to go home is if Patty had a reason to go to Pittsburgh. And that's not Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Brazil, Pittsburgh, Kansas, but Pittsburgh, California. So when Kathy kept protesting The ratty one finally said, well, I have something to do in Pittsburgh. I'll drive you home. So she kept her trapped in her apartment for 5 days. Plus, the ratty one has this delusion that if I have her phone number, if Kathy calls from ratty one's number and it shows up in the caller ID of this phone or the one in the living room, that I'm going to call her and ask for a ride. Well, I only asked for one. And the ratty one showed her true colors, blackness, darkness. I asked her to take me and Kathy and her out to dinner on the day after my birthday because I'd have money and I was going to pay for dinner and give her $20 for the gas. She refused. I don't want to drive George around. And I thought that was incredibly mean-spirited. It's basically my birthday celebration of daylight. But I haven't bothered her since, and I haven't seen her. Now, she's driven Kathy over here once, and Kathy had to take the bus back. And every time Kathy suggests that the ratty one drive her around, the ratty one goes, I can't afford the gas. And the latest exploit of the ratty one is the ratty one saw a couch in the dumpster. And she asked the maintenance man to put the couch on top of one of her 3 crapmobiles, because she has a white Honda, a black Hyundai station wagon, and a van of indeterminate color. Well, the apartment management had a fit. They not only called her up, they came to the door and banged on the door and said, get that damn couch off your car and put it back in the dumpster where it belongs. And since the ratty one's on Section 8, the housing manager said, we're going to complain to Section 8 about your behavior. And the ratty one, oh, they're just bluffing. They won't do anything. Well, the ratty one thinks so because she thinks she knows better than anyone else. If they complain to Section 8, Section 8 can say, sorry, you can't live here or we'll throw you off Section 8. You're violating the rules. And I wouldn't be bothered at all. The ratty one became homeless because she's a bitch. She treats Kathy like crap. She treats me like crap. And no matter what Kathy does for her, Kathy has taken her out to dinner. She's taken her out for, coupon dinners. She's taken her out for all kind of movies and paid her way. And the ratty is one of these people who, what have you done for me lately? And no matter what you do for me, I expect you to do something for me now. And she's always crying poverty. Now, her shocks on her crappy Honda, the crapmobile, the ratmobile, have gone now supposedly from $700 to repair to $2,000. And yet she goes and buys a van. And the guy with the van finally gave the ratty one part of the paperwork because the ratty's daughter, who pays for her cable and her internet, called him and told him to get the paperwork over there so they could either get rid of the van or sell the van or whatever. The van needs major work. And so he said, the hell with it. And the ratty one bought the van for $250, and the guy's saying, I'll take the van back. I'll pay you $100. And if Patty were smart instead of the stupid person she is, she'd take the $100, but she won't take the $100. Get rid of the van. The apartment manager is saying, you're not supposed to have 3 crapmobiles parked there. You're not supposed to have 1 crapmobile parked in the parking area. They want those 2 cars to be rid of. So, if she keeps it up, eventually they're going to throw her ass out into the street. And I will laugh and laugh because, evil people get theirs. So I went through anguish for 5 days, worrying about Kathy, worrying about Boop. Boop is fine, by the way. And she had food and water. I called the police, the apartment manager, and I apologized for bothering both of them yesterday. I called the police in Pittsburgh, and I called the apartment manager. I thanked the apartment manager for going in there, and I said, I know you have other things to do, and I thanked the policeman. He said, it's our job. I said, yeah, but you got criminals to catch doing this sort of stuff because I'm concerned. He said, no, you had a right to be concerned. And they were going to track Patty down and find out where she lived. That policeman was willing to do that because he was worried about Kathy, too, and her well-being. And Kathy's pissed about it. So this is what happens when you get involved with people who are selfish. And to go back to Silvergrad, all your comments are blocked, and you're a fool. No one sees them but me, and they immediately get erased. So quit leaving the stupid comments on my channel, because they never get to the channel. You're blocked. Because all your comments are troll comments. All your comments are negative. I'm not going to have negative comments on my channel. Any negative comments get erased, get blocked. They get muted. All right, I got to get to the Apple store with this beast. It's going to be fun carrying it on the bus. And then on the little shuttle they have, and then carrying a block into the Apple store, and then two blocks to the next shuttle spot to wait for the shuttle to go back, and then carrying it home. But I got to have the iPads identified to get all the photographs off, and so I can start going out and doing videos again. Because I'm cooped up in this house. I'm going stir crazy. Have a great day. I'll be back later with another video when I get back from the Apple store, but that probably won't be till about 6 or 7 o'clock. And this is the guy from Pittsburgh, George Senda, and not Pittsburgh Dad, and not any cheesy substitute for Pittsburgh Dad, because I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.